Niccolo, CEO of Riot Games. I wish I could be here with you in person and see live which team will be taking home the Summoners Cup. I just know it's not going to be my favorite region. I'm still mad at Mad Lions. I was hoping Mad Lions would be there to represent those of us who hail from Europe, but they just couldn't defeat this year's juggernaut, Damwon Kia, who also took down Faker, by the way. Come on, Showmaker, have some respect for the king. Oh wait, is Showmaker now the king? Well, we'll see on Saturday, as he and his teammates will be up against EGG from the LPL, who are quite on a run. First seed LCK versus first seed LPL, that should be fun. And if my favorite team doesn't win this year, well, at least we'll have Arcane to look forward to. As you know, on November 6th or 7th, depending on where you are in the world, just hours after League of Legends Worlds Final, you'll be able to watch the first 3 episodes of Arcane, our very first television series based on the world of Runeterra. The opportunity to explore the story of Jinx and Vi, Victor and Jace, Heimer and... well, I shouldn't spoil anything. This television show, Worlds, and everything we do is only possible because of our players. Over 600 million players dove into League of Legends over the last decades and its universe, including 100 million just in the last month. All of us at Riot are excited to celebrate the best of the best among them on Saturday, and then launch Arcane with you later in true Riot style. The 2021 Worlds Final and the Arcane premiere have come together to form one unified global celebration of League of Legends, blending esports, gaming, and entertainment in ways you've never seen before. It truly is just a taste of what we see as the future of Riot, a colossal celebration of gaming with players at the heart of what we do. Have a great media day, and we'll see you on Saturday. Good luck, have fun.
Thanks, Niccolo, and welcome to our media around the globe. I'm John Needham, Global Head of Esports at Riot Games. It's finally the 2021 Worlds Final. We all wish you were here with us and truly appreciate your flexibility and understanding participating in this virtual media day. Hopefully we get back to doing these events in person soon. We're very excited to see the final teams, Damwon Kia and Edward Gaming, go head-to-head in the largest esports competition in the world. These teams have fought tirelessly this season, and I can't wait to see who will become the 2021 League of Legends World Champion. Reflecting back on Worlds so far, we opened the play-in stage with the LCK's Hanwha Life Esports versus the LPL's LNG Esports, an amazing showdown between Chovy and Icon in the mid lane that really set the tone for an action-packed Worlds, and the matches that followed were just as exciting. And then we had the LCS's Cloud9 during the group stage making a heroic lift to go from 0-3 to taking second in a group that was arguably the most competitive, a great moment for North America. This all resulted in Worlds 2021 play-ins and group stages that hit the highest viewership in the Western Hemisphere in Worlds tournament history. Now, I was disappointed with the results of the teams from the LEC, a league I still have deep passion for, having worked with the team in Berlin for a couple years. But I'm proud of how hard Mad Lions fought in quarters and know they, along with Fnatic, G2, Rogue, and several others in the LEC, will be back stronger than ever, competing for the World's title next year. And how about those semis? 2 5-game battles, Faker versus Showmaker, Scout versus BDD, epic matchups, fierce fighting. No Return of the King this year, but finally EDG and Mako have made it to finals. DK and EDG are 2 very exciting, very talented teams that are sure to make for a thrilling finale to watch. Now, I want to thank everyone who put countless hours into this event. Through the pivots and adjustments we made on a short timetable, the Riot team was able to pull off another amazing World Championship, and I couldn't be more proud. To the city of Reykjavik and the country of Iceland, thank you. We very much enjoyed our time here in your beautiful country. You've been amazing hosts. Just during my time here, I've seen magical northern lights, black beaches, gorgeous waterfalls, volcanoes, and ice caves. This is an incredible, special place. Thank you for hosting MSI and Worlds for our fans. I hope to visit with the president and mayor this week and personally thank them for their hospitality. Now to our sponsors for being so understanding and working with us through many pivots the past 2 years. We appreciate you sticking with us and helping to give our fans a special Worlds experience. And finally, to our media gathering here virtually today, thank you for telling the stories of our sport, for all the interviews and the insightful content that you create. Your efforts elevate Lowell esports, and we can't thank you enough. It hasn't been easy, but we're now ready to host another incredible Worlds Finals, and I'm so excited. Let me turn it over to our new Global Head of Lowell Esports, Naz Alitaha.
Thank you, John. Hello to the media joining us today from across the world. The World Final will undoubtedly be an epic showdown, one we've all been gearing towards throughout the 2021 season. As you know, Worlds is the pinnacle of competition in esports, the culmination of a hard-fought season and a showcase of the awe-inspiring mastery from the biggest and best talents of our sport. Every Worlds, the pros rise to the moment, and our goal at Riot is to celebrate that moment, that achievement, that love of the game shared by so many across the globe. Over the last decade, our world champions have cemented the hoisting of the Summoners Cup as the most aspirational achievement in League of Legends. It's a symbol of greatness and perseverance and honors the skill and dedication of the teams who raise it. With our partners at Mercedes-Benz, we now have the opportunity to complement that crowning moment. In close collaboration between the creative masterminds here at Riot Games and the design experts from Mercedes-Benz, we created the 2021 World Championship rings. Each ring is made from 18-karat white gold with a custom-cut sapphire jewel and a diamond encased in the summoner's hand. The rings will be custom-fitted for our champions and personalized with engravings of the team's tri-code and each player's summoner name. In fact, we have sized both DK and EDG for their rings, and I personally cannot wait to see who claims them on Saturday. We've also partnered with Mercedes to give fans a behind-the-scenes look at the design and development process for the rings, from initial concept sketches to the 3D printed prototypes to the final piece that you see here today. Here's a sneak peek.
We wanted to really create something that is tangible, that is emotionally touching you.
This ring represents so much more than just a form. It's supposed to capture a moment and a really, really special, lifetime achievement that a lot of players are striving for.
The ring is something that they will always be able to be proud of and to keep it for themselves.
You can catch the full documentary starting today on the Lowell Esports YouTube channel, so be sure to check it out. Through the years, our fans and pros have helped build Worlds into the most watched esports event. It's become synonymous with excellence and spectacle, and each year we aim to pay homage to our community's passion by opening the World Final in an unforgettable way.
You think I'm crazy? Watch this!
Needless to say, we are very excited to welcome DK and EDG to the World Finals stage and take fans on a journey through the world of Arcane with an epic lineup of artists during our show open presented by MasterCard. MasterCard will also offer other exciting features for the World Final, and I'll turn it over to Raja to give you a closer look at what they have in store.
MasterCard has been a proud partner of League of Legends esports since 2018. With the 2021 World's Finals just a few days away, we are really excited to present the show open and reveal a limited edition capsule collection. This collection will be launched on November 6th on priceless.com. As part of this year's capsule collection, we worked with emerging Chinese street artist Pems Lu. His exclusive artwork captures the essence, thrill, and celebration so many of us feel for this game. We'll also be offering a series of more than 20 digital one-of-a-kind experiences on priceless.com, including dance classes with shocks. In the spirit of the community, inspiration, surprise, and awe, join us for this global celebration of the largest esport in the world.
Since joining us in 2018, MasterCard has continued to bring Priceless to LoL Esports, evolving it and reimagining what Priceless can look like, even in the face of a pandemic. We're incredibly grateful for their partnership and their commitment to our sport and our community. And as our fans often say, TY MasterCard. All of our partners have been activating throughout Worlds, and every year they continue to raise the bar. We thank them for sharing our vision and enthusiasm, for delivering great esports moments, and for everything they do to make the Worlds experience more memorable for players and fans. Lastly, a sincere GG to the 22 teams who competed in Worlds this year. It has been so exciting to watch you play, and we thank you for bringing your all to every minute of every game. To Dom Wonkia and Edward Gaming, you are already legends in our eyes. Good luck, have fun on Saturday. And to the media, thank you again for joining us virtually here today. We're really looking forward to hopefully being together in person again when Worlds returns to North America next year. And now I will turn it over to Shox and Candace.
Hello, everyone. I'm Candace.
And I am Shox, and we also want to welcome you to the 2021 World's Final Media Day. We're here at the beautiful Blue Lagoon, one of the 25 wonders of the world. We are extremely excited to be hosting the 11th League of Legends World Championship right here in Reykjavik, Iceland. While we wish that we could be joined by fans, the media, and a cheering crowd, we're glad the competition has brought joy to so many who weren't able to join us in person.
Yes, and we are incredibly impressed by the teams who gave it their all to make it to this year's Worlds. And in just 3 days, we will see which of these two teams will be crowned the League of Legends World Champions.
Now, before we are joined by our two finalist teams, John and Naz will be available to answer your questions live. And Ari from the Global Esports Communication team will explain the process for the Q&A.
Hello, media. Everyone, welcome to the World's 2021 Finals Media Day. Please use the Zoom hand raise feature to be placed in line for questions. I will call on your outlet, then you can introduce yourself and direct your question to either John or Naz, or the both of them. So we will begin with questions from Korean-speaking media.
네, 한국 매체 기자님들 질문 있으시면은 질문해 주십시오. 손들기 기능을 이용해서 질문해 주시면 감사하겠습니다. 네, 루리의 미명규 기자님 질문 부탁드립니다.
네, 루리 이명규입니다. 질문 드리겠습니다. 약간 찬물을 끼얹는 걸 수도 있는데 그 반지 디자인을 공개하셨는데 굉장히 멋있었습니다. 굉장히 아름다운 디자인이라고 생각하는데 다만 그 측면에 그 스폰서인 메르세데스 벤츠의 로고가 굉장히 강하게 강조가 돼 있더라고요. 근데 제 생각에는 이 대회 우승자와 우승팀을 축하하기 위한 반지인데 스폰서보다는 약간 우승팀 그리고 우승자의 로고나 이름이 들어가야 될 자리가 아닌가라고 생각을 하거든요. 물론 스폰서도 굉장히 중요하지만요. 그래서 그 디자인이 멋있는 거와 별개로 좀 어떤 우승자 그리고 우승팀을 좀 더 축하하기 위한 디자인 변형이나 아니면은 추가적인 셀레브레이션 같은 걸 준비하고 계신가요? 존 니덤 씨에게 드렸습니다.
Actually, I think this is a better question for Naz.
Sure, I'm happy to take it, and thank you for the question. First and foremost, I think we're very thankful for the collaboration. For us, the hoisting, right, of the Summoners Cup is really this moment that teams from all over the world have been vying for all year. It's a huge moment. It's kind of the most aspirational accomplishment in our sport, and we think the Summoners Cup does a pretty amazing job, I'd say, at kind of celebrating that moment. We're thankful for Mercedes to come in and help us take that moment and essentially give our pro teams, the finalists, the winners, something to take home with them, right? The cup is passed on from year to year to the new winning team, but with the new Mercedes collaboration, we're able to give championship rings to the winners to commemorate the event for their accomplishment forever.
네, 다음 박상진 기자님 질문 부탁드립니다. 박상진 기자님, 지금 뮤트 마이크가 꺼져 있습니다.
네, 들리시죠?
네, 들립니다.
네. 안녕하세요. 저는 포머스 박상진 기자입니다. 다름이 아니라 이번 롤드컵 같은 경우에는 4강 경기에서 모두 흥미로운 경기가 나왔고 진 팀들도 경기력이 매우 좋아서 이들을 이제 더 이상 볼 수 없다는 게 조금 더 아쉽기도 하더라고요. 그리고 이제 결승에 올라간 팀들도 보통 들어오면은 이제 연습 상대를 구하기 힘들다는 얘기도 했었는데 이 두 가지를 위해서 혹시 3, 4위전을 계획하실 생각은 없는지 궁금합니다.
혹시 질문은 어느 분께 하시는 질문일까요?
네, 맞는 분이 답변해 주시면 될 것 같아요.
네.
This question is over to both John and Naz. In the semifinals, we had a lot of exciting series, and I was rather sad to not being able to see the opponents that has been eliminated after the semis. So some teams actually claim that it's really hard to find a scrim partner after those two teams are eliminated. So are you guys planning to have a potential third and fourth placement match in the future?
So what I'd say is just about the general format of Worlds, and probably you can expand that to our full season, is that our sport is in a state of constant growth. We're kind of in this state of constant evolution. And so when we think about Worlds and format, we're really balancing for what's going to make for the best and most competitive event. It certainly means that we're open to iteration and improvement, but it does come back to that balance and how we optimize. And we really do look to optimize for, first and foremost, competitive integrity. We're looking to balance the overall number of matches in a tournament and the impact that has on the teams that are competing. And then, of course, we want to we want a tournament that makes for a really engaging, exciting experience for all of the millions of fans who are tuning in at home. So what I can't tell you today is that we will or won't adjust the format in future years. But what I will say definitively is that, we hear the feedback. We very much appreciate it, and we're certainly going to take a look at it.
네, 다음으로 경향게임스 박준수 기자님 질문 부탁드립니다.
Recording in progress.
This question is both for Nas and John. Which team are you guys rooting for here at Royals, and what was the most impressive match so far?
Yeah, I can start. Yeah, so look, I think we've got two incredible teams. First time we've had two top seeds come into finals. Damwon, obviously, amazing team fighting team, have just done incredible in this competition and really all year. But I'll say my heart is a little bit with EDG if I had to pick one in this match. It's just been a very long road for them to finally get to finals and to get Mako on the big stage. I'm super excited about that. But either way, it's going to be an amazing finale.
That I can plus one. And I would say, in terms of the most exciting matchup, for me, I think I got to go with T1 versus Damwon. To see Faker and Showmaker go head to head. I mean, two of probably our all-time greats, both of them, I'd say. I think that was a really, really exciting matchup. And it's hard for me to predict who's going to win. Again, I'm rooting for the best team. I'm rooting for just an exciting series. We want it to go, hopefully 5 games, hopefully more than...
Come on, we had 2 5-game semis.
That's right. We're spoiled now. We're spoiled now. So hopefully it goes 5 games. Certainly we hope for more than 3. And, it's exciting to see, of course, Damwon, like John said, our 2020 champions facing off with EDG, who beat the MSI 2021 finalists this year. So I don't think we could have asked for a better matchup.
네, 다음으로 데일리 스포츠 안수민 기자님 질문을 마지막으로 받겠습니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 데일리 스포츠 안수민입니다. 또 반지 관련해서 짧게 질문 드리고 싶은데, 이번에 처음으로 이제 우승 반지가 나왔잖아요. 혹시, 내년이나 내후년에도 또 똑같이 뭐, 다른 NBA나 그런 것처럼 반지를 계속 우승 그런 컵과 같이 제공이 되는지, 아니면 뭐, 다른 계획이 또 있는지가 궁금합니다. 저, 나즈님한테 질문 드리겠습니다.
This question was over to Nas. We have another question about the ring. So I think this is the first time seeing this kind of a collab for the champion ring. So are you guys having a plan to have it as something to be continued in the future, like NBA, or is there any other plan you guys have in terms of awarding together with the Summoners Cup?
It's something that we certainly want to continue on and I think make tradition, right, for our sport. Again, we think that the winning of a League of Legends esports season is very deserving of celebration, and we want the team to feel special, and their achievement really should be recognized. So, of course, we do the championship skins. There's the Summoners Cup, and now there's the ring. So while we don't have future plans to talk about today, we certainly do intend on continuing to make that moment very special for the winners.
Thank you to our Korean media for your questions. We will now transition to taking questions from our Chinese speaking media.
好，请中文媒体举手进行提问。卡索。
你好，可以听见吗？
可以的，
你好
请提问。
好，就我想问的就是，像今年是 LPL 是已经实行了一个双败的赛制，而且目前看的话，其实效果是不错的。我想问一下，John，就是说，像 S 赛有可能去用这样的一个赛制吗？或者是说有一些，在今后的 S 赛中有一些全新的赛制？
So this question is over to John. In LPL this year, we have the new format, which is a double elimination format. And to be honest, we feel like this can have a very good result. So maybe for Worlds tournament, are we going to maybe have some changes in the format, like the double elimination or some other kinds of format?
Yeah, look, every year we look at our format. As Naz said, we always want to deliver the most exciting competition that we have and one that's great for our fans to view, super exciting for the teams to participate in. And we're very aware of the LPL format and how great it works in China. It's something we will definitely consider going forward.
呃，伟成。
喂，可以听到吗？
可以的。
好，那个我这个问题就是我先自我介绍，我是来自 Yahoo Sports TW 的伟成。那这个问题我想请问到 John，就是针对于最近那个 Cloud9 的教练 Miffy 所提到的，就是因为韩服的环境，所以说就是让东方队伍跟西方队伍的差距会越来越大。那他们认为这会不会是一个问题？那会有计划会透过怎么样的修改赛制来达到就是整个世界的队伍他们能够更加的平衡？谢谢。
So this question is over to John. So as Mithi, the coach from Klarna, he has mentioned in the previous interview that because of the Korean servers, there may be some gap between all the Asian teams and also the Western teams in terms of their tournaments and also maybe the scrims. So what's your thoughts toward this? And maybe could we have more evaluations on the tournaments format to maybe reduce the gap between Asian and Western teams?
Yeah, again, look, competitive integrity is everything to our sport. We want to have a very fair sport for all the teams that participate in our competitions. We certainly look at scrims, and one of the more exciting things when you throw Worlds is you see the teams come and they scrim against one another and they play on solo queue, and that becomes a whole huge thing on all the social platforms. So yeah, no, positively, we don't want to disadvantage teams in any way. So we're constantly looking at ways that we can improve conditions for our teams to prepare for the competitions. So we positively will look at that.
请大家不要再问赛制相关的问题。扬子晚报。你需要取消静音。
那可以听见吗？
哦，可以的。
你好，想问一下 Joan，就是英雄联盟手游赛事是否会纳入英雄联盟的全球赛事体系？然后之后是否会举办类似 S 系列赛事之类的这个全球化赛事？
So this question is over to John. My question is about the Wild Rift. So for this mobile game, are we going to put this also into the World Tournament like League of Legends, or maybe can we expect more like Wild Rift World Tournament as well in the future?
Yeah, great question. So Wild Rift, obviously off to a really exciting start in China. We see players really loving the game, which just thrills us. We have our first World Championship called the Horizon Cup. It's happening right after Worlds this year. And we are deep into designing and architecting a brand new esport around Wild Rift. There's tons of things that we've learned from running League of Legends esports for 11 years. We're applying a lot of those basics to Wild Rift, but we want it to be its own esport. So we don't have plans for combining it with League of Legends PC esports in any way. We want it to have its own personality. We want to serve its own fans and their special needs in their way. So we will very much be investing in Wild Rift. We want to go very big on the esport, but we're going to treat it as its own sport.
我们将接受最后一个中文媒体的提问。新浪。
哎，你好，这边可以听到吗？
可以的，请讲。
我这个问题是给的 Nas。现在有很多越来越多的女性玩家是加入到了我们英雄联盟电竞赛事当中。您作为您是如何来看待女性玩家群体在电竞市场中的这个崛起的呢？另外想问一下，英雄联盟电竞赛事将对于更广泛的受众媒体这个受众群众会有更多的哪些展望在里面？
So this question is over to Nars. So for recent years, we have seen more female fans and female players to participate in League of Legends. We are so happy to see this, and so we're very curious about your perspective about the female fan base and female players to participate in League of Legends. And also, could you share more about your expectations toward more targeted audience for League of Legends?
Yes, well, thank you for that question. As you can probably imagine, it's really exciting for me personally as a woman, but also just as a League of Legends fan to see our audience really diversify. And I think Riot is really uniquely positioned actually right now because more than ever, there are unique, I think, entry points for our audience to come into the League of Legends universe. With League of Legends, of course, the game, with the launch of Wild Rift that now makes League of Legends far more accessible for a larger audience. And we actually know and have seen that the mobile gaming audience does, have a really, really healthy balance of male to female gamers. The launch of Arcane, right, is another one, and other league kind of expressions of the IP. So I think the future is really bright in terms of the makeup of our audience and frankly the size of the audience and the growth potential of the audience. At Riot, we've started to make some really positive inroads on providing, I'd say, more platforms for female gamers. Valorant Game Changers, I think, is an amazing example of that, and that's going to be something that we look to bring over to League of Legends esports as well.
Thank you, Chinese media, for your questions. We will now transition to taking question from the English-speaking media. And just a quick reminder for us to pause a couple seconds between questions and answers to account for translations to Korean and in Chinese. Tom Madison.
Hi, my question is for Naz. First of all, Naz, congratulations on your recent promotion, but also I do want to ask again about the best of fives because I'm going to rattle off some numbers here. This year, we have seen 3 LCK LPL best of fives, 2 LCK LEC best of fives, 1 LCK LCS best of fives, and 1 PCS LPL best of fives. As John said earlier, these are very exciting, the best of fives. Do you personally think that Riot has done enough this year to foster international rivalries and boost the competition this way?
Yeah, look, we hear you, and we love the cross-regional play. I'd say just as much as our fans. We're proud of Worlds as an event. We love seeing all 12 of our regions representing, with their best teams. And we hear you. We hear you. We want more games. Again, it's a balancing act, and so our commitment is that there are no sacred cows, that we will continue to look at and iterate on our sport so that, we can identify the winning formula for LOL Esports and for each season that we go into.
Travis Gafford.
Yes, hi. I know there's obviously been a lot of conversation about the Worlds format. I'd love to step away from the Worlds format specifically and from Worlds, and in this case mention that in the past you guys have done things like Battle of the Atlantic and Rift Rivals. Even All Stars, I think this year we haven't heard much news about whether or not that event is happening. So I guess I'm curious if, setting aside even the Worlds format, is there any interest on Riot's end in bringing back some of these other opportunities for international competition?
Yeah, thanks for the question, Travis. And personally, I'll say, even just as a fan, let alone as somebody coming in to help lead the sport, I love the cross-regional play. Like you mentioned, the Battle of the Atlantic. We used to have Rift Rivals, All Stars, of course. And so for us, the short answer, I'd say, to your question is yes, we absolutely are looking at more ways to essentially bring the regions to match up against one another. As you can imagine, there's a lot of considerations that go along with that, not just in terms, like you said, in terms of, let's say, the length of just one event like Worlds, but implications to the full seasonal calendar. So it's absolutely something we're looking at. And frankly, I'm happy to hear that's something that's in demand because, again, like I said, as a fan, that's something I want to see more of, too.
Ashley King. Ashley King.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Thank you for hosting this event for the media outlets out there. I do have a question for either Needham or Naz. In the previous years, Riot Global used to create long-form content during World Championships, such as Eyes on Wells or Legends Rising, which allowed the audience to build rapport with the players, therefore prompting them to tune into World Championship more. It was perhaps a big loss when Riot stopped creating such long-form content somewhere around 2019, 2018. And I was wondering if Riot also notices this loss and if there is any plans to bring back long-form documentary or content during international tournaments such as World Championship.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool idea. Ashley, I don't know if you've noticed, but we've really tried to double down this Worlds on features content around the teams and around their best players. And I think actually we've done a pretty good job in outfitting our shows with a bunch of content on the players. We haven't really talked about doing a bunch of long-form content to support the matches, but it's a super interesting idea. And I'll tell you, we're doing something super special for opening ceremony this year that I think will show you a different take on how we're thinking about events. And it'll just be a different experience for our fans that I think they're going to be super proud of. So great idea. We know we need to work more at building our best players into stars and building fandom around our teams. And I think that's a super important thing. So yeah, great question.
Could not agree more. And what I would maybe add to that, I think to the credit of all the media, all of you that are covering our sport, you're telling our stories in really compelling ways too. That doesn't make us want to take our foot off the pedal. But I'd say I think that's been a really kind of exciting evolution over the last few years, that you're starting to see the stories, right, coming out of esports as an industry and out of the amazing teams really start to kind of permeate the zeitgeist and kind of the awareness around it, I think has never been higher. For us going into next year, one of our goals is to figure out, more effective ways even of telling those stories. Like John said, we want to build the storylines and narratives around these incredible teams who are here competing. We want to introduce the rookies to the audience, which I think we've seen, done in really fun ways this year with Worlds. So absolutely, Ashley, I think that's like John said, great question, great idea. I think storytelling has been and will continue to be, at the heart of what we do here.
All right, this will be our final question. Nick Ray, upcomer.
Oh, is my mic coming in okay?
Yep, you're good.
Awesome. So this is a question for Naz. When it comes to global events and opening back up to fans, Riot, oh my gosh. Riot has been very clear about monitoring the COVID situation. Does Riot have any plans to require vaccinations for fans at all?
Yeah, hey Nick, your dog sounds just as excited about Worlds as we are. Thanks for the question. You know, for us, the safety and health of our events it's priority number one. We want to make sure that the pro teams can compete in, you know, the safest, cleanest, healthiest environment. And when that said, I'd say we're very, very, very excited to welcome fans back. You know, having fans in the arena, I think, brings an energy that is just unmatched, and you know, so for 2022, we're very hopeful that we will have fans back. All of it really depends, I'd say, on where we are hosting, what the laws, regulations, advice from the health authorities of that area and that venue and that city really are. So I'd say that it'll depend, but our commitment is that we will take, you know, our protocols for safety and health very, very seriously to ensure that, you know, the competition can go on in the safest way.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for your questions. And thank you, John and Naz, for giving us your time today. Now, before we turn it over back to Shox and Candace to introduce our finalist teams, let's take a look at that finals promotional spot.